Assalamu alaikum. Hi, Oracle Reiki spiritual healer. And as we have had the understanding that I have been giving you throughout this time, that during certain times of the year, you will have an increased attack. During certain days of the week, you will have an increased attack. And usually during the holidays are those days that you will be attacked. But we also want to understand, as I have been telling you, that people who have created images of you will increase the attacks upon you using those images. And there have been people that I have had to cleanse from these types of attacks, where people, they had been understanding that they had some kind of doll made of them. They had an effigy made of them. And so as we, talk about these types of differences that people can use in order to, make a resemblance of your features, in order to use different kinds of attacks on you, they can use different kinds of personal items, including pictures, clothing, anything, hair, nails, anything that they can take of you, and they will use that to increase these attacks. And many times you will have narcissists and spiritual narcissists doing this. You will have family narcissists doing this, jealous exes doing this. I've even had, a lot of the warlocks who have taken clothing from women in order to take it to malevolent practitioners or take them to malevolent places and bury them. So as we are talking about these types of people who are using an image, a resemblance of you, and we're going to start off with an effigy. An effigy is a clay pot or pottery that a person has made and fired in an oven or an open fire in order to embody your pictures. They have put your picture inside of this effigy. They have put your personal items inside of this effigy in order to connect it to the target, the person that they want to do this. And many times these people, they try to they try to act like they are gods. They try to attack people. They try to use rituals and practices in order to attack people in this way, by creating a negative resemblance, attachment, a spiritual connection between this image and the person, the targeted person. So we have to make sure that there are different ways in order to break these types of spells, these types of negative energies that they have sent through the earth, that they have sent through the air using the earth. There are other types of dolls that people have sent me that I have had to undo. I have shown you some of those negative entities, those dolls that I have had to undo, that were cloth. Those cloth dolls, that they have made using people's clothing, and they have, taken something from the person as a personal item, as a shirt, underwear, and entered and put it inside of a doll. They have used people's hair, fingernails, in order to stop them from moving forward, gaining money, any growth in their life. They have tried to hinder this type of progress. They have tried to hinder your blessings in this way. So we have this type of understanding. We have this type of understanding that we can cleanse this negative energy. And God has given us the ability. He has given a lot of the chosen ones who know how to cleanse the negative energy. And this is a malignant type of attack upon chosen ones. when spiritual narcissists, demonic people start using your personal items, they start making images of you, then they are trying to harm you or unalive you. So we have other ways that people have sent me in the mail, and I have definitely had to put cleansing methods to these attacks that people have used, making plastic dolls. People can use plastic dolls in order to attack you. And they will usually put, a picture or something that belongs to you in these plastic dolls in order to attach that negative energy or hire that negative spirit to you. And all of these types of attacks upon your life will have to be cleansed. This is a progressive method. This means that the person is experienced in attacking. They have attacked a person in a negative way like this before. You will not be able to cleanse this type of attack on your life by simply, screaming at it and raising your voice. You will have to remove this type of negative energy and remove the personal items from these types of negative energy. The hair, you will have to remove that. And if you are unable to find that effigy or the doll or the plastic doll that they have made, then you will have to reach out to me so that we can return that negative energy to sender off of your life, your finances, and your family. And, last but not least, and a lot of people do not think about this, from the earth, how people create these types of, energy sucking vampire dolls, energy, vampire spiritual narcissists, that are in society among you. They don't think about that a person will carve an evil image like a puppet, or sometimes they call them a puppet, when you're dealing with certain, hoodoo or voodoo, malevolent spiritual narcissists, warlocks, and witches. So you want to be able to cleanse this type of negative energy. You have to be able to undo that type of energy. You have to be able to, pray over it and have a connection with God. You have to be experienced in how to remove this type of energy, because if you're not experienced in how to remove it, then you can attach the negative energy to you, to the intended target, if you do not have that kind of experience with praying over it and undoing stitches, and praying over these types of effigies and the negative dolls that they have tried to connect to your life, to your health, to your finances. You have to be experienced in how to, set the person free and give them spiritual baths in this way. And, last but not least, the process is, to be able to burn the negative energy once the person has been released from those types of attacks. So in many cases, you will have these spiritual narcissists that have tried to, create, your image just as God creates. And, their creation is to send negative energy, and that is why God has given us the discernment when something just isn't right. The intuition when something is not right in our lives. Everything just keeps going wrong. Everything that we touch, we lose it. We cannot keep relationships. The car is breaking. The children are in chaos and, fighting. There is disaster upon our lives. We're going to jail. We stay in lack. We stay in sickness. We stay in depression. We're having mental attacks. So we always want to pray against those kinds of negative entities and hired spirits that these narcissists have tried to use with your personal items by making these types of idols, of your resemblance of you. You want to pray against those types of attacks on your life. You want to always go to Exodus and read about what God has given us as the law, that God has given to Moses as the law against these types of attacks. And Exodus 20, and I'm thinking that it's Exodus 20. You can read that against any kind of attacks. You can read that whole book, and it will help you if you pray it over water. You can also do the same things with Proverbs or Leviticus from the Holy Bible. And in the Holy Quran, you want to read Surah Anas, and that's the man. That's man. In the Holy Quran, you want to read Falaq from the Holy Quran, and you want to read Surah Al-Rahman from the Holy Quran, so that and you want to read the entire book, just not the verses from the Holy Quran. You want to read the entire surah so that you get the benefit from that. You can also pray over your water or the oil, and it will help you to relieve any kind of attacks and detach those types of, energy cords that they have sent out, those higher spirits. It will help you to remove those kinds of attacks upon your life, and it will give you enough time so that you can reach out to me so that we can go ahead and undo those types of attacks upon your life sent to you through them trying, the spiritual narcissists trying to create dolls and resemblances of you, in unholy ways. So we want to make sure that we understand how to cleanse this negative energy. If you're not experienced, then you should not be touching those types of dolls or effigies or those types of things. If you find any of them in your home or around you or anywhere, even if you find them of someone else, even if it's not meant for you, it can still, send a negative attack up on your life. And so you will have to reach out to me in order to get rid of that negative energy. So I hope that this has helped you. You can like, share, and subscribe to me over all of my platforms. Book your one-on-one sessions with me. Donate to my channel. You can book your consultations or your life coaching sessions or your video chat sessions so that I can acclimate a gift to your situation if you've been attacked in this way. I'm High Oracle, Reiki spiritual healer. Assalamu alaikum.